came to Roman Sushchenko with a symbolic gift. During the Ukrainian journalist's time in prison, drawing was a lifeline, a way to envisage freedom.
It's a great thing. The pencils are amazing. I'm slowly getting used to such presents.
On his bedside cabinet in hospital, there are medicines, prescriptions and books. Roman read over 200 works during the over 3 years he spent behind bars.
I even kept a record of them all in a notebook. These were books from different genres, detective stories, adventure books, as well as classical literature.
Russian intelligence officers captured Sushchenko on September 30th, 2016 in Moscow. The meeting was set up by his friend who served in the military.
On the first night, I was put in a detention center of the Interior Ministry. Since there were no court decisions on the measures of restraint, I had 3 hours of sleep. And when I finally laid down, after all these initial impressions, as soon as I closed my eyes, I heard the anthem of the Soviet Union. I almost jumped. That was when I understood that it was the beginning of a new page of my life.
The investigative actions lasted for 2 years. Roman says that it was the uncertainty that bothered him the most.
As soon as I was transferred from the detention center to the Lefortovo prison, I decided to block negative thoughts, because if you let them run free and realize that there are 20 years ahead, you can go really crazy. I only thought about a bright future.
Art has helped Roman take a positive outlook on life. The detailed paintings he made in prison have been shared on social media. Instead of paint, he used onions, medicine, brilliant green antiseptic and beet juice.
My son, Maxim, also has an entire album of car drawings. I made them for him. I signed my latest works with poems.
In prison, Roman also maintained a calendar.
I drew all the months in my notebook and marked the days with different coloured circles. For example, if I had a call, it was one colour, a meeting with a lawyer or a consul, a different one, a meeting with my family, another one. September was the last month in my calendar. There was no room to draw another one. Can you imagine it?
Roman says he's still getting used to freedom.
My biorhythm is the same, thank God. I don't wake up at 5 anymore, but at 6 or 6:15. Several times when I invited colleagues into my hospital ward, I called it a cell. It's terrible.
While talking to us, Roman also referred to his hospital room as a cell several times. We went for a walk in a park. For him, it was still unusual and emotional, just like on the day of his release.
I walked out second to last. When I saw my relatives in the window, they were looking for me. It was such a powerful emotional uplift. I only came to myself here, in Feofania.
Roman doesn't talk to the person who betrayed him. He says that during the time he spent in a Russian prison, he realized that Ukraine and Russia are very different.
Forced imposition of the inferiority complex on Ukrainians has lasted for ages, but we still live, we still embroider, we're tolerant, kind, we love life, our family and our land, unlike what's happening there. And what's most important, our people know how to appreciate life, human life, starting with the exchanges and those who are defending us in the east of the country, and the assistance to Crimean Tatars, refugees and internally displaced persons.
Roman Sushchenko says he missed family life while he was away. When he was detained, his son Maxim turned 9. Now Roman is actively preparing to join the civil movement for the release of political prisoners and wants to start writing again as a journalist. Reported by Olga Volynets, UATV.